Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Toni-ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Hi, people.
You definitely said that too soon. Try
Hi,
again.
people.
Welcome back, friends. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how was your trip?
My trip was good. A lot of wine was drunk.
I mean, as it should be.
Yes.
You went to Napa.
I went to Napa. It was gorgeous. Wow, we're starting off before even the drinks and the china and everything.
I know, but I need to know about Napa. So, just tell me how your week went.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it was a pretty good, not much drama in terms of things that usually happen to me on vacation. So that's good. I mean, I was still nursing my sprained ankle going into it. So naturally I knew that was going to be something I would have to conquer, a demon I would have to conquer. But it was fine. I had to hobble through the airport a little bit and I made do. I used my United Club pass and I got all comfy and I don't know.
You should. If you have a club pass, you should use it at the airport.
Yeah. I get 2 years. So I had a layover. I had a 3-hour layover, which I never do. This is new for anybody that doesn't know.
Okay, wait. Which she never does. Meanwhile, 3 months ago, she told us she would never get a connecting flight ever again. So
I did say that. But this saved me a good amount of money, and I actually purposely almost did this one because those layovers were too quick. Like that was a connection. I feel like there's a difference between a layover and a connection.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong, but okay.
Yeah, so that was a connection where we basically had a sprint to make the flight, and I did not like that. And I'm never doing that again. But that was 45 minutes between flights. This was 3 hours between flights. So I knew I could chill. I could use my pass.
You had extra time.
Yeah. Right. Somebody said to me on the plane the first way, they were like, "Oh, you're in the back, you have a connecting flight." And I'm like, "No, it's not a connecting flight. It's a layover." But not that I'm trying to spend all day in the airport either. It was a long day. When all said and done, it was almost 12 hours spending on a plane or in an airport. But
didn't you, you kind of when you're going backwards, I feel like it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't matter as much because you get there and it's still early.
Yes, exactly. I left to go to the airport at 6 a.m. in Newark and I ended up still after 12 hours being in California at 3 p.m. So it really was fine.
Exactly.
So, but other than that, got there smooth. The wine was delicious. Our itinerary planning went off without a hitch for the most part. We planned everything very well. We ran into some lovely people. The weather was perfect.
Love that.
Beautiful, end of summer, almost beginning of fall weather. And
amazing.
And yeah, and I can't complain about much else. The last day I flew out of San Francisco, so we did the last day, check out of our hotel in Napa, drive to Sausalito, which is across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. So I made the gals stop off at a scenic overlook to see the Golden Gate Bridge. And of course, in typical San Francisco fashion, it was covered in fog. But it peeked out. You got the pictures of the bridge, even if it's not bang in your face.
Yeah, you have to.
But,
well, nobody's pictures of that bridge are bang in the face because it's always covered in fog.
They're clearly edited if it's not, or you just are really lucky if you happen to get it that day.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So and then we just hung out there and then went to the airport and it was a lovely time.
Nice. All right. So then are you drinking a wine from the Napa Valley?
I'm not. So
are you kidding?
That would have made sense, wouldn't it have? So basically, this is how the wine went down. This is a good, ridiculous story, okay? So we go to Napa. We go to 3 wineries on Saturday, 3 or 4 on Sunday, 2 on Monday, right? Like lots of wineries. But we really fell in love. We made it a point to say, we're not going to buy any bottles. We'll save it till Monday. Like, let's check off what our favorites are. And then on Monday, we'll go back to the wineries because they're all on one main road. So it's like you could get to them easily enough.
I feel like that makes sense too, because like if you're doing all the tastings, like figure out which one you like the best to bring home. Don't like jump the gun, you know?
Yes. So, because we didn't want to we would have ended up buying like 50 like bottles if we just decided every single wine we tasted we wanted to bring home. So, and at the beginning of the weekend, we didn't know like how to get the stuff home. We didn't know if we were gonna have to like ship it directly from them, or can we put some in our bags, like whatever. I didn't bring a checked bag. I only brought my carry-on and my backpack, obviously. The other girls had checked bags, but that's because they were in Lake Tahoe before I met up with them in Napa. So it was like a longer vacation for them. And basically on Monday, we were like, all right, let's go back and like buy our bottles. And we figured out that one of the wineries, which was the Castle one, which was lovely, they actually sell like shipper boxes too. And they told us that if you have it, you could just check it like it's a checked bag, like it doesn't cost any extra. And of course, me being a United girly, I have my free checked bag. So I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. Like, let's just use that like as my checked bag because I don't have one yet. So we were like, okay, who wants wine? Now we start to like tally up, like, you know, like you go around your family with a barbecue and you're like, put me down for a hamburger, a hot dog. Like, you know, like that's basically what we were doing for wine. Like, put me down for 2 bottles here, 2 bottles there. And Gina, she ended up doing 6 bottles just for herself. So she got herself her own like 6-bottle pack. Me, Mary, and Kate decided we're going to just split a 12 between the 3 of us. But after all said and done, I only bought 2 bottles and like a red and a white. And they got whatever that number is each. I'm sorry to the podcast. I really apologize in advance. Me and Jess are trying to record this while watching a very important Mets game. So there's going to be a lot of moaning and losing track of what I'm saying. And this is just what it is. This is just late September. I don't know what to tell you. And so that's why you see it in my corner as well. Yeah. But anyway, the other girls did like 5 each and I only did 2. And I'm like, I got home and I like put my 2 bottles on my table and I'm like, this is pathetic. I should have brought home more bottles. And then I go home to my parents and they go, where's the wine? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, didn't you? We thought that, you know, you just went to Napa. You just talked about how good all the wine was. Like, I thought we'd get like a taste, like what you brought home. I'm like, I only brought home 2 bottles. You're not getting that shit until it's like Christmas. This is like a special occasion shit now.
Because you only bought 2 bottles, you can't, you feel like you can't open it.
Not that it's like vintage $100 bottles. They're not, it's just the fact that I only have 2.
No, but that was like, remember when I had the tequila that they gave me when I left Prudential and it was like, they gave me all 3 bottles and I was saving like the high end añejo for a special occasion because I didn't want to just use it. And then I didn't open it until I got fired.
Well, sometimes that happens. But
I needed a shot after that.
So I regret not getting more bottles of wine. Of course, like all the wineries we went to that we loved, the reason why we bought them was because they were the like wineries that you can't like get here. Like you can't buy them in the store.
Right, that makes sense.
So now I'm like, well, now the only way I could get this wine again before I go back to Napa one day is to like join their wine club, essentially, which I didn't really want to do that. So I don't know. Now I put myself in a conundrum. But anyway, when all said and done, I'm still getting notifications of more things scoring. Great. I did not drink wine tonight. I needed something stronger for reasons. So I have in this cup that's not doing. It is Jack Daniels and Arnold Palmer.
Why does your straw look like one of those like Cuban cigars?
Can I tell you that I think
like the cigarette? You know what I'm talking about? Like the vanilla, like little
the things my dad smokes, the Black and Milds.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure this comes from the little champagne thing you got me for the bridesmaid thing, like the little like
didn't come with a straw.
It didn't come with a straw?
No.
All right, then somebody else's bridesmaid gift came with a straw. And that's what this is. Maybe it was Melissa. Maybe it was the other Melissa. Who knows? It was one of you lovely ladies. Something came with this little tiny cup, this little tiny one. It's perfect.
I'm gonna regret pouring myself a glass of wine. That is what I have. But I'm like literally yawning. So when I'm falling asleep, it's because I feel like my China's been lame lately. And I was like, oh, we have open wine because we had the birthday party this weekend. So I was like, now I don't have to waste it. But when I'm sitting here yawning 633 times, I apologize in advance. So cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Red wine. We'll do that.
Right. So
I don't really get the point of the rubber on this.
But that's what I'm saying. It looks so
I think it's because like it's it's like that like metal straw, so they want it like easier to sip. I don't really know.
I am trying to think of a ridiculous thing. I don't really have. I guess my ridiculous thing would be like that. Okay, this is just like a me problem, but I really feel like in my head, like parties and things like that, like all the decor, all the things, like they just seem so great until you're executing it, and then you literally want to kill yourself. So we had the baby's birthday on Saturday, and I got like on Amazon a little decor pack, which was great. It worked out fine, but it had like all these balloons and stuff in it. So I was gonna bring them to Party City and get them like all blown up, but I was like, this is dumb. I'll just get a helium tank and do it myself. Like, that's so easy.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
I get the helium tank, I do it myself, but then I bought like specialty balloons at Party City, and I should have let them blow those up because I bought this huge $16 balloon that you like put the stickers on and you customize it to say your kid's name. I fill it up. It floats to the top of my cathedral ceiling. So now I run up the stairs and I go and I grab it before like it starts floating to where I can't grab it. I start walking down the stairs and the whole thing freaking pops.
You overinflated it.
Well, I didn't know if it was that the altitude of my ceiling, because like when they like rise and then they pop sometimes.
I know, but like
okay, well anyway, so it popped. So I was pissed. I was so mad. So then anyway, so now I'm like mad, and then that like put a lull in things of like, because I was like pissed off. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Party City and like make them blow up this life-size Minnie Mouse that I got, or like what am I gonna do, right? So the second life-size Minnie Mouse was supposed to be filled with like helium, and she was supposed to like float around or whatever. Well, instead I had like all those foil balloons that you blow up with like the straws. So what I did was I ended up blowing up Minnie's head with the helium, and then I was like running low on helium, so then I blew up the rest of the head with like the little straw thing, and I blew up her body with like I blew up every part of this balloon instead with the straw, and it worked out, but we had to tie her to the fence like because she wasn't standing then because she had no helium in her. And also
it's a very long story about balloons.
Wait, but also I also learned, which this doesn't make any sense to me. The foil balloons that you're supposed to blow the air into?
Yeah.
Okay, if you fill those with helium, they sink.
Yes.
Riddle me that. How the fuck does that happen?
It's some kind of physics. I don't know.
I don't understand. I was like, I wanted to put these in the middle of the bouquet. I thought it was going to work better. Nope, true BS balloons. So I was like, whatever. So anyway, long story short, people are showing up at my house, and now I am out. I'm like still setting up. And then I forgot about the centerpieces. So like Ariana got in my yard, and I was like, please put these together as fast as humanly possible. Like, so.
But it all worked out, and it looked cute.
Yeah.
And your 2-year-old could care less.
No, she had a great time. And I also have this tendency of like, I think that I'm a cookie extraordinaire decorator. And I made these cookies, like I made Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse cookies, and I hand put all these like I made bows out of like the pearl little sprinkles. They look so good. They went in the oven.
Overachiever.
Wait, they went in the oven. They came out, and all the pearl little sprinkles popped. So then they just look like burnt. I mean, they still look fine. But I was like, oh my God, why can't I win? My bigger Mickeys came out like much better. I'll send you pics. But anyway, so in my brain, it's just like everything is gonna work out perfectly, and then it's chaos, and then I want to kick myself.
Yeah, I understand that. I get it. But it went off smooth.
But like,
I'm sorry
this was
I missed
my job, and I was so good at it when it was my job. But when it's my own parties, I'm like, I can't get my shit together.
Well, that's the difference. You're not getting paid for it.
I know, I guess.
You only are paid with your child's enjoyment.
Right. But it was a good day. We had fun.
Oh,
all the kids made me do pin the bow on Minnie. Like, I did all of them, and then they're like, now it's your turn.
Oh.
And they all spun me and made me put the bow on Minnie. So
I meant to comment on that video because I saw you posted it. I was like, oh, it's like pin the mustache on Dante.
Forgot about that, yeah. I was looking for like activities for little kids. Like, it's hard to find because they were like vast in age range. Like, they go from 2 to my friend's oldest kid is like 5. And then, I don't know, in between, it was mostly cousins. It wasn't really that many, like, friend kids, because I really could have, the list just get out of control.
I know.
As you know.
You.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so, anyway, I guess that's my ridiculous thing, just, like, parties in general. But we had a good time.
Yeah. I missed the party, because I was actually in Philadelphia in enemy territory.
Yes.
I was with my parents. We went to see the Savannah Bananas at Citizens Bank Park, which was so much fun.
It looked fun.
I highly recommend anyone. They're apparently very hard to get tickets now. Like, I got them through the lottery, and like they were not easy to get. Like, we were like second to last row in the sky. Like, I got very low level tickets.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because of TikTok. So I don't feel bad for it.
Well, that's how I found them.
I'm just saying.
So that's how they got popular. I'm not
you
faulting them for being
anything.
popular. I'm just saying that that's like, if you can get tickets, because you can't just easily get tickets anymore, you should definitely go, because I didn't know, like, I knew what to expect from seeing their videos like over the last year or so. But for anybody that doesn't know, they're basically like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Like, think, like, they're not really playing for real. They're just having a good time. They do tricks. It's all about the fans and involvement and interaction, like dancing, and it's funny. So,
you know what the funny thing is? That for the longest time, I thought they were really playing a game and doing this shit.
Well, they are.
No, I know, but I didn't think that it was like the whole Harlem Globetrotters, where it's like a show but playing. Like, yes. I thought they were like legitimately a minor league baseball team doing this every single day.
Yes. No, they weren't. So, I mean, that would be cool. But yeah, so there was a lot of things I realized that should be instituted by the MLB. And so this is the thing, okay? To not go into full detail, because I want to leave some mystery to if anybody ever attends it. But like, okay, one rule is there's no bunting allowed, which they said because bunting sucks. And as the behind the back bunter extraordinaire, I kind of resent that a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of fun things for trick plays if you were to keep the bunt.
Right. Especially in like that environment. Also, though, like, as somebody who thinks that the bunt is underutilized, I do not believe that we should ban the bunt.
But I get, bunting's no fun. People want to see hits. People want to see home runs, like whatever. Right. Okay, so whatever. So that was the first rule. Then the big rule that everybody always gets a kick out of is that if there's a foul ball hit and a spectator catches the ball cleanly, it can't be like a ricochet, like cleanly catches it in a glove, the batter's out. Like, I think that's hilarious.
Oh, that
and
it
happened
hilarious.
Like, it happened twice. The game we watched, which was really funny. They brought the kid on field the next inning, and it's like, this is the cool kid. They got the out. Yeah, they're very interactive, like very interactive. In between innings, they had the best entertainment ever. They had a baby race. I don't know if you've ever seen a video of this, but literally, like, all children, like, under 1 who, like, can only crawl, like, they had them racing where, like, their parents stood behind a ribbon and they were like, come on, come on. And it was the cutest, funniest thing in the entire world. Couple of other funny games, like, they went up to, like, the 3rd deck and, like, threw bananas into, like, a guy's, like, pants, like, that he was, like, holding it like this on the field, like, crazy things like that. What are other rules, though? They, like, win the round, like, each inning, whoever gets the most runs per inning, at the inning, like, wins a point for the inning. So it's like, you could score like 15 runs in 1 inning, but then, like, if you don't win,
you only get 1 point.
The rest, yeah, exactly. So that was kind of interesting. And then if they end up tied, then they do like a sudden death where it's like one pitcher, one batter, one fielder, one pitch, which we didn't get to see because it wasn't a tie. But I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
And what was and I forgot what the other rules are, but and it's a 2-hour time limit, stop dead.
Oh wow.
Which is
it's
nice.
Like 12U baseball, softball.
Right, because it's like a family event. Because 9 o'clock, we're going home. That's it. Which I thought was pretty cool too. So very cool. My dad, who I thought at first was not going to be into it because he obviously isn't on TikTok. We haven't really shown him that many videos of it beforehand, so he didn't know what to expect and whatever. I thought he was going to be like, oh man, this is lame. He even got into it because all the umpires even dance. You watching?
No, my dog just threw her bone on the floor 6 times in a row. What are we doing?
Anyway, the umpires even dance, and there's music playing during at bats, during the whole game. They don't stop it for the pitch. So they'll be throwing a pitch, and the umpire will be like, dude, my dad could not stop laughing at that. He thought it was freaking hilarious. The first base umpire, whenever he called it out, would do a flip and be like, yeah, it was just really funny. Anyway, so that was what we did Saturday instead of going to your child's birthday party. Apologies.
It's okay. But, I mean, I told you it was a good excuse not to go.
Yeah, exactly. I almost went to 2 Met games this weekend, ended up going to 0, and honestly, it was probably for the best. So,
yeah, well, let's save the Mets for last.
Right. One more ridiculous thing that kind of ties into the Napa conversation for a second again.
Yeah.
Let's talk about airports for a second. I should have brought this up during my whole layover discussion. Why? I need to see some kind of statistical proof. Every single time I fly, and I fly about 6 to 8 times a year, my gate is always the very last gate in the terminal. What? How does that happen?
Maybe it's because you're a United Plus member. Maybe that's where they put all of you.
First of all, they don't call it that. I'm a United card holder. Thank you very much. An explorer, if you will. And second of all, it doesn't matter where you're going. You could be going to California. You could be going to Boston. You could be going to London. You could be going to Florida. You could be going to Mexico. You're always on the last gate. And it could be all different times a day, too. How does it happen?
I don't know.
Do they see my name and go up gate 155? How do they know?
I doubt it. I'm sure there's been times where you weren't the last gate, but you just remember when you're the last gate because it's oh my God, it's so far away.
I can tell you that out of the 5 times I've flown this year so far, I've been the last gate every single time.
But is it other other United, is United at the end of the aisle?
No, the whole terminal is United.
Oh, then I don't know. I don't know.
The whole terminal.
I don't fly United really.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Newark, United is only, C is only United, and I'm always the very last gate in C every single time.
I don't know. I have no answers for you, friend.
The one that's back, you got to go around a flight of stairs that go down. There's a very dinky looking Dunkin' Donuts and Wendy's on the left. It's always covered in darkness because nobody goes back there. That's where my gate always is. I don't understand. So that was the first one. And the second ridiculous thing, which is not really a ridiculous thing, is just that I just further want to restate that airport bars are just the best place on earth.
Did you make any friends at the airport bar?
I made so many friends. So many friends. Do I know their names? Do I know where they live? Well, I know where they live. And why are they cheering? Oh, great.
Because they hit a home run.
Great. Drink up, Jess. But yes, I made a lot of friends. Listened to their life stories for about 45 minutes until they had to catch their flight. The bartender, we had a very lively discussion about alcohols. I looked up at the bar, of all the shelves, and I was like, I feel like those ones. Does anybody ever drink those? And we had a whole lively discussion about liquors that are just there but probably never touched, and they're probably 1,500 years old, but nobody questions them. So I know Miss Hospitality is probably about to get into it. How there's a rule that they have to shuffle them out. You don't have to go into it. I know that there's
no. Honestly, they probably should put dates on them.
she froze. But you froze. Okay. But anyway,
you froze too.
Oh yeah, we both did. So anyway, so that was my other ridiculous thing, is that it just doesn't matter where, like it's just a lawless place, the airport. You're just always making friends. You're always sitting at a bar listening to other people's life stories, and maybe you eavesdrop, maybe you don't.
To people watch and eavesdrop.
Yeah, and people
the whole time. I'm like, Alec, this person's doing blah blah blah.
Oh my God.
Do you think, like, how do you think these people are know each other? Like, that's my favorite thing to do.
That was somebody next to me in the United Club. They were like a man and a woman.
Sitting still.
No, I'm here. Hello. Oh God, what's going on?
Toni-ann.
I'm here. Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you've been frozen.
Am I back?
Yeah, now you are.
We're gonna have to edit that out, clearly. Jesus.
Poor network quality. Join with your phone for better sound.
I didn't get that notification, so it must be you. As per usual.
Okay.
Anyway, we can wrap up my airport story because I've talked about it enough. But I just love airport bars. And that's it.
No, I like airports.
Okay.
Anyway.
What
I
else
like to do that at the hospital too. Airports and the hospital, like they're the same. Like you're just like trying to figure out like the people, their relationships, what's wrong with them, you know, like the whole thing. I think we just need to talk about the Mets and like table all the other topics for another time because we're distracted. We are distracted.
Very.
And we went to the Met game on Monday, for the baby's birthday, and I just want to say I experienced the light show finally, and I'm obsessed.
It's so good.
It's a vibe. I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yep.
I needed that during the 2015 World Series. Like, I needed it. Why was that not there? Because the Wilpons suck. That's why.
Truth.
Anyway, for those that don't know, the Mets are in a wild card race right now. We need to win 2 out of 3 playing Atlanta. Guess what? We're playing Atlanta right now, and there's a hurricane coming. So we really needed to get a win tonight, but right now they're losing 4-0, and things aren't going well. So we need to turn this shit around. Was that a good recap?
That was exactly where we're at right now. Yeah.
So that's why me and
the tremors
like
in our
this.
Voices, because
we're
how we feel.
very nervous. Very nervous. It's just like this is what happens when you get your hopes up. Please rewind to the beginning of the year when we said we weren't going to get our hopes up, and here we are because they allowed us to get our hopes up.
I don't like honestly like it stresses me to even talk about it, even though it's happening right behind me.
No, they're replaying from the other night right now. Anyway, I know I thought that was happening again. I couldn't take it. Anyway, funny thing, you added to this note about Lindor. So Lindor's been out, and you're like, does he have spinal stenosis? And as soon as they said it was his lower back, I was like, if this man has spinal stenosis, like I thought the same exact thing.
No, like, okay, so everyone, David Wright, our favorite Mets, everybody knows that, I hope, about us by now. He was diagnosed with spinal stenosis, and his career was cut way too short because he couldn't deal with the issue. It was just really hurting his back, because the back is nothing to mess with. So his career got cut short. He would have had an amazing career. I mean, he did have a good career, but it would have been even better. And now Lindor has been out for 6-7 games with a lower back problem. And we're like, this can't be happening again. Like, it can't be happening again.
Right. I really just hope that he has like a pulled muscle, like, or like really pulled his back out, like lifting or something. And they don't want to like say that. But
no, but that would be better to tell us that than for us to spiral and think it's spinal stenosis.
Right. I mean, I must say his replacement is doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be mad about that. Thank God.
But it still hurts because he's been having like an MVP caliber year.
Yeah, a crazy year. I mean, he wasn't going to beat Ohtani for the MVP.
No,
I don't think that. And if he did, that would have been really ridiculous. That guy is out of control. Out of control. And if you don't know who he is, just Google him. Like, I can't tell you all the stats.
He's almost at 55.
It's insane.
He might get to 60. Who knows?
Yeah, so with that, that's where we're at there. So we're like sad and like waiting if he's even gonna come back. Hopefully, if they make it to the postseason, he'll be in the postseason.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, at this point, all we can do.
I'm hoping that's why they're very okay with keeping him sat right now, because Acuna's doing fine in his place, and
right.
keep him nice and rested.
I think that's probably like it's more a precautionary thing because they rather have him in the off season, like in the postseason, than playing in games that yes are important, but like he's getting the job done, so they don't. It's not necessary to like make him potentially get hurt more.
He's just
Also,
dopey
I'm
spinal
laughing.
stenosis.
I'm laughing at your Apple Sports updates happening too soon.
Okay, yes.
Because I guess I didn't realize like how delayed TV is, like regular TV, not streaming TV, until I saw your tweet about this.
No, so let me explain this. So I upgraded my phone to iOS 18 this past week. I don't know if you've done it yet, but a lot of cool new features.
I don't think I did.
But one of them, well, with iOS 18, they debuted a brand new Apple Sports Map app, and they have live activities, meaning that you can keep right on your homepage, right on your lock screen, like the score, and pitch by pitch it updates, which probably drains the hell out of your battery. But if you're not somebody that cares about this, then it's great. So, like, you literally see strike two, swinging foul, like this person to this person, and it updates in real time. And now, because I have my watch going, it also sends updates to my watch when people score.
This is very much an overload of notifications.
It's too live. So it's great for if you're not watching the game, if you're out and you're not watching the game. If you're sitting on the TV watching the game, it's torture because you're sitting there about to see a pitch, your watch buzzes, and you know that either something very bad's about to happen or something very good's about to happen. So it kind of like ruins the experience. So honestly, Sunday night, was it Sunday night? No. What day is it? Tuesday? Yeah, Sunday night. I actually had to take my watch off and like put it across the room because it was so early that I was having like heart palpitations. And then of course I was like, oh, I wish I had my watch on because my heart rate was probably like a gazillion and I couldn't measure it. But it was just insane when Edwin Diaz had like the 6-out save. Like I was like, I can't wear this watch because if he gives up like a hit and like especially like when that ball hit the base, like I'm like, I don't need the buzz on my arm to tell me that 2 seconds from now something bad is going to happen. So, and I like put my phone face down. Today I haven't been getting those notifications. I wonder if I somehow shut it off.
Well, so the other day when we were watching the Jets, Alec had it on down here on Thursday night. And then we have like the Prime app down here, but I have a Prime, like I have an Amazon TV in our room. So then I went and I like put it on upstairs because I wanted to go lay down. And I was a full at least a play and a half ahead of him. Yeah. And like I put it on after him and I was like, wow, I didn't realize like how crazy like off it is when you're like I know when you're streaming, obviously it's going to be delayed, but we literally like you're still streaming on an Amazon TV. You wouldn't think that it's like going to make a difference. But I was so far ahead. And especially that I put it on after him.
I also wonder, besides like the buffering speeds or whatever, like on TV, they purposely have the delay for like, you know, when they bleep out or like something like that. Right. So that we noticed too, because Sunday was on ESPN, which we all know we hate. And I finally in the 7th inning decided, let's mute the TV and put on Howie Rose on Mets radio.
Oh, so you were like a little ahead.
So at first we were like behind, but then if I just click refresh, we were like ahead. And I'm like, how is the streaming radio ahead of ESPN? And then I realized it's because they must have like a sick delay. Like, I don't know if they expect someone to just be like cursing up a storm during a baseball game, or I guess maybe they have to account for like streakers. A fan.
Yeah, or like if no, well, yeah, I guess like if somebody goes on the field, like they don't usually show that. Like they probably have to edit it quickly or move a camera. But also, like if you think about it, like if a fan like in front of the booth probably yells something, like at the umpire or whatever, like they might need a dump button for that.
Yeah, so it was just weird to like focus up the timing of it all. And yeah, Apple Sports, it's a great thing. How
are you fucking kidding me?
If we had a delay, we would have to bleep that.
Also, that man just went like this while going around the bases. I hate him.
Why does this have to happen to us? I'm about to rip this shirt off mid recording.
Who is this man that wants to be
Zuna?
No, the pitcher that is trying to be Noah Syndergaard 2.0 with that hair.
Again, viewers, apologies that this is just our raw emotions. We can't help it.
Yeah. We might have to wrap this up
so
we can go be in misery. But yeah, so anyway, this is what we're dealing with this week. And then my fantasy team sucked this week also.
Oh, mine did great.
I'm having a week. I mean, I think I lost. I did lose, but that's also because I didn't know that Isaiah Pacheco was out. And let me tell you, I checked my team 12 times and didn't realize that it said IR. How do I do that?
I don't know. How'd you miss that?
Yeah, I only lost by 7 points, which.
So if you had anybody in his place, you would have won probably.
Potentially.
Well, I just saw that app actually does auto subs for injuries. We should have done that.
You know what's crazy too? Actually, the other tight end I have, he got an insane amount of points and I didn't play him. But the other crazy thing is that I dropped my quarterback on or my quarterbacks were not performing, rather. So I dropped my backup quarterbacks on both teams, and then I picked up new backup quarterbacks on both teams that I have. So this week, I'm like, Jared Goff, you're getting sat because you've gotten me not even like 10, 12 points, maybe the first 2 games. So I sit him. Baker Mayfield, 9 points. Jared Goff, 15.56. Okay.
That's still not great, but
F you guy, still not great, but he had 10 points in the first half and whatever. And then in my other league, same thing. I got Derek Carr, who had 2 great games in a row, and I have Stroud in that league, or Stroud, whatever the hell his name is, on the Texans. Same exact thing. He had a terrible week. I was like, okay, let me go scream. But I won in my ESPN league for once, which doesn't happen often. That league, I don't know why. I don't know if it's how it's set up, but I feel like I never get any points every single year.
That's a shame.
I'm just okay with losing. However, I think we only do $10. But yeah, still.
No, I did well this year, but I just get so stressed about being a manager is hard. Who to sit, who to start. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard because you know why? When you sit them, they go the frig off. This one tight end, I didn't even play him, and he got 25 points. So I'm putting him in my flex next week because I need because I have 2 people that are injured. So I was like, all right, I'll put him in. Yeah. We'll see how it goes because Cooper Kupp's out. Again, Cooper Kupp, named my team after him, and now he's out. So
you gotta stop doing that. You gotta just make a generic name.
Well, next year I will make a generic name, but I can't change it now.
I know.
It's too funny.
I know it is too funny. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I based my team around Patrick Mahomes, and he honestly is doing very mediocre so far this year. So
right, he's not throwing Kelsey the ball. We have Kelsey in our other league. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I had to make some waiver wire moves this week, and I'm a little nervous if I make the right decision or not, and it's making me stressed out. So again,
it's stressful.
People that are managers in real life, how do you do it? I can't even manage a fake league.
I know.
I know. But yeah, so all right. So the moral of the story is we're not happy right now.
We're not happy.
I'm happy I poured myself whiskey.
We're busy. We're tired. We had to come check in with you all. But you probably wish that we didn't because this wasn't really our best work. But now you know how we feel about the Mets in September.
Yeah, exactly. For the future, we might have to make sure that we're recording on an off day.
Yeah, we're going to have to because I know last night I just had to work late. So I really did.
Duty calls.
By the time I finished work, I worked until 7, but when I tell you my eyeballs were falling out of my head, I also Snapchatted you and my eyes literally looked like I got punched in the face. They were so fucking blue from staring at my computer all day. I had terrible bags. I couldn't do it. I would have fell asleep and I'm already yawning.
Yeah. Oh. It's all right. I might not even be watching this full game if they don't pick it up.
Listen, crazier things have happened, so we just need a miracle.
I feel like somebody should play a game when they watch this very chaotic video back this week about how many times I just close my eyes and just sigh because I just feel like I've done it so many times already. Why do we do this? Why do we do this?
We were raised this way. It's not our fault. It's not our fault.
Yep. So you guys should know by the time this drops would be Friday, which
you'll see on social media if we're
you'll see the result if it ended up good or bad for us this week, because we really need to take 2 out of 3 from the Braves, and we're already losing game 1. So
and at this point, maybe the Hurricane is good, like ruin their mojo, and then we'll go back and have to have a doubleheader. But whatever.
Do we do well in doubleheaders usually? I don't know. The one thing I hate is that we always
but that makes me nervous for the pitching more so than because I feel like we have the good pitchers in these games, so I don't want that to get messed up.
Does it ever hurt to have an extra day though? I feel like that's good.
No, but I think that because of the way the schedule is, there's no time. So what they would have to do is they would, if the game gets canceled, they have to go play whoever they're playing next.
Milwaukee.
I don't remember. Right. They would have to go to Milwaukee. I was going to say Minnesota. They would have to go to Milwaukee and then go back to Atlanta. To play on whatever that last free day is.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
So thank you. What hurricane is this one called? I just got an email about it. Hurricane Helene.
Yes. So
great.
Anyway, that's all we have, friends. Thanks for tuning in.
Sorry if this was a little disjointed, but we didn't want to skip another week for you all, so that is what it is.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, take care.
Bye.
Make good choices. Bye.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.